What is good? This is Ahead of the Spread presented by Wager Chalk. We're going to talk about three games for tomorrow's slate. We're going to check out the open numbers, notable line movements, key matchups, and angles so you have an early edge for those games. Not a lot of meaningful games left, Skee. Maybe one tomorrow, but the rest of them, not too much. I don't know about Friday either, but we'll get through what we can. Hopefully, you guys can get some nice angles. Before we get into those games, though, we always talk about how we do today in the NBA, 2-1. MLB went 1-2, so kind of balanced out basically. A little bit more profitable on the NBA side. Ski, how'd you do?
I won my top play, Orlando +3. Didn't even matter what number you got. Closed with -8, something like that. They won in blowout fashion, but um, yeah, 2-2 overall, but slight, had some profit because my top play won. I'm disappointed in myself for not betting Luca points. I thought it was
Yeah.
so easy. And not only did I not bet Luca's points, I bet the Mavericks. Rest advantage this, rest advantage that, no
Oh,
matter. As soon as I saw the tribute video, I said, "God damn it!"
damn it. Yeah. I pivoted. I actually took the Lakers team total under just because
That's a good one.
yeah, because I was like, even if Lakers do cover, they're on the second leg of back-to-back games. I would say, a little bit more slower pace and defense, but yeah, that was one of the winners. The other one that I won was OKC. I got -7, and then I lost on Boston. I thought they would be able to stick with the number even with the guys out, but yeah, still a profitable day in the NBA. All right, let's get into the slate for
We could have
tomorrow.
saved each other if you was here yesterday. I had
I know,
Orlando,
probably.
and then you had the Lakers team total under. We could
Yeah,
have saved each
yeah.
other.
Damn. Yeah, I was at the Mariners game. I got this shirt at the Mariners game. It was like a theme night, so it was pretty cool. Took my kids there. All right, so
Nice.
let me share my screen here. All right, so first game up, we're going to talk about New York and Detroit. Sorry, no, Cleveland and Indiana. Indiana opened up -9 because Cleveland's missing a whole bunch of key players here. It has come up to 9.5. The total 229.5 has steamed up to 231.5. There is still a 229 available at circa. But yeah, all right. So then, if we go to the injury report, I pulled those earlier. Cavs, no Garland, Max Struess, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell all out. Craig Porter is questionable. And on the Pacers side, Ben Shepherd is questionable. If we go over to themoneybar.com, we have some situational notes here. First of a back to back for the Cavs. They do have the Knicks tomorrow. They travel, so back to back and travel for both games. And then the Pacers side, they do have the double digit in season revenge. First game of back to backs for them as well. They stay home though, and Orlando comes into town tomorrow. From a playoff perspective, Ski, there's Cavs, they locked in the number one spot. Pacers, they're 2 games behind the Knicks for the third spot. Mathematically, they can flip spots, but it's going to be tough. They're going to need some help on the Knicks side to lose. What are your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the updated standings. The one I'm looking at hasn't been updated from after today's games, but I think it's almost like they're locked in right there.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers. So it's tough. I only really want to bet on motivated teams right now, and really, I feel like we know Cleveland's not motivated at all, but
Yeah.
Pacers don't have the most motivation to be laying double digits versus still a good team. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't seem like the best proposition to me. What about the over? Going from 229.5 up as high as 231.5. If neither team necessarily needs the game, you're probably
Mm-hmm.
not gonna get a whole lot of defense. It's gonna be more
Yeah.
just running through the motions, trying to score. So I would think more of an over type game, agreeing with the market move.
Yeah, so I was actually going to bring that up, Ski. I looked at this league wide situation. Um, so both teams on the first of a back to back, and I looked at late in the season. So regular season, but like 75 games or more have already been played. Um, home teams in that situation since 2020, 22 and 12 to the over. And every season since 2020 has been profitable. I think I even checked before that, like from 2018. I believe those were profitable seasons as well. So that's a good point on the over, especially late in the season when playoff spots are locked in. You get these bench players, and they typically, when bench players come in, all they want to do is show up and score, right? I
Yeah.
think that's the type of situation that we see here, right? On the Cavs side, none of the key players are there. Garland, Struess, well, not Struess, but Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, guys whose defensive rating is who brings defense to the table. And then obviously you got the bench guys coming in who don't have um, who aren't known for their defense. So I would say over or nothing too on that one. And actually, that angle that I just talked about, I believe it's for every single game tomorrow. I think everybody's on the first of a back to back. So I don't know if every game's gonna go over, but it
Yeah, I
does fit
wouldn't.
that situation.
I'm not running to the window trying to bet unders right now. I know that.
Yeah, 100%. Let's get to the next game. That would be New York and Detroit. Detroit opened up at -4.5. We're seeing some mainly fives across. There's still a 4.5 at BetMGM. The total 224.5. This has already steamed up to the over. So if we look at across the
All of
board,
them are
every
going
game
up.
is going over. So that league wide trend does make a lot of or like backs the line movement. So if we go to the rosters for this game, we got Pistons. Uh, Isaiah Stewart's questionable. Cunningham and Tobias Harris are probable. And then on the Knicks side, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, and OG Anunoby are all out. And that's a lot of defense that's missing on that Knicks roster just from those three guys right there. Uh, Situational note, we have the Knicks in season revenge. First of a back to back, they do have Cleveland on deck. Also, fourth and sixth nights as well. So, somewhat of a fatigue spot. And they're coming off of that OT loss to Boston. Pistons, they do have 2+ days of rest or more. So, they have the rest advantage. Bounce back spot as well. Coming off of that loss to the Kings at home. And then, first of a back to back, they have Milwaukee coming into town tomorrow. I think from what I heard earlier, overs on all of these games seemed like the right way to go. Do you think that's the case for this one?
Well, I don't love the thought of taking Knicks games over. Yeah, over just because they play so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, this is one I might hesitate a little bit on. The Knicks still do need to win one more game, I believe, to keep their seed.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons can still potentially get that fifth spot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe both teams have a little bit to play for here. This might be the one out of all of them. I don't love the over as much,
Mm-hmm.
but if I have to pick a side, um, I think Detroit at the house. I think Detroit at the house be the side I rode with.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So if you look at the Knicks, what is the number at right now? It's still five, right? Yeah, five. If we look at it, just from a road dog perspective, the Knicks 4-8 straight up, Pistons 13-6. Um, ATS wise, not that profitable for both teams here, but you can see here Knicks when they're less rested than their opponent, 4-13-1 ATS. One of the things that you talked about with the Pistons, 2 games behind the Bucks. There's a what I'm thinking is obviously it's mathematically they could switch spots here. I think they do have a little bit more motivation than the Knicks side. One thing that I could think of, if you look at the fifth and sixth spot, so if the Pistons go to the fifth spot, they face the Celtics, and they're actually 3-1 against them this season. So I think they would want to get to that fifth spot if they possibly could, just so that they're going to go against a team that they feel they have a better chance to win against. Um, so I don't know. Or actually not Celtics, but in that like realm or whatever. Um, First and eighth, yeah, it's whatever side they're on. So it seems like they would want to be in that bracket. That's what I'm thinking. So I think Pistons might be more motivated here. And you got Knicks, no Mitchell, no Hart, no Anunoby. That's a lot of defense, like I said earlier. So I would still look towards the over, but definitely look at the Pistons side a little bit more. All right, let's move on to that last game, and that's going to be Minnesota and Memphis. And these two teams have a lot to play for in this one. Open up -1.5 for Minnesota. This is at Pick'em at some places. You have BetMGM has Minnesota at -1.5. You have Pinnacle and FanDuel that has Memphis at -1. So this is all over the place for this game. From a side perspective, total has come up 232.5 at open, as high as 233.5. There's still a 232.5 at Bet Online. So we go to the injuries. Wolves got a clean report from what I saw earlier, and then on the Grizzlies side, obviously Brandon Clark is out for the season, and then Jalen Wells is out for the time being as well. Over to the moneyballer.com, you look at situational notes. You got in-season revenge, the bounce back spot here as well. They did lose to Milwaukee the other day. First game of a back-to-back. They do travel back home, and Brooklyn comes into town. And then on the Grizzlies, they also have a first leg of back-to-back games. They head to Denver. This one, Skee, this is a lot of playoff implications in this one. Grizzlies currently 7th, 1.5 games behind the Lakers, who are in 3rd in the West. So I mean, they technically can get up to the 3rd spot mathematically, but they're tied with the Clippers, Nuggets, and Warriors, 47 and 32. So that 4th through 7th rank have all the same record, and the Wolves are just one game behind all those guys. So obviously, both teams are going to be motivated in this one. What are your thoughts on this game here?
Well, the Warriors lost tonight, so um, yeah, if the Grizzlies win, they're out of the play-in. If they win out,
Mm,
that's a lot of motivation to go out there and win in front of your home crowd. That's kind of something that I don't want to bet against.
yeah.
So I don't love, where Memphis is at necessarily. Coach just got fired, et cetera, et cetera. Memphis, a team that I think has beat up on the less than's, kind of struggle with the better teams. Is Minnesota really that good? Like, yeah, they're better than the less than's though, but
Mhm.
I'm not a big believer in them too. I'll say this: I do think Minnesota brings a really good effort too. They're in a situation where I think they could win out and get out of the play-in too. So, if I have to say which team I trust more, it is the Timberwolves. But I think there's something to playing at home with knowing you can get out the play-in. So
Mhm.
it's a tough game for me.
It is a tough game. I mean, it seems like the team that has better form right now in recent games, it seems like it's the Wolves, right? If you look at offensive rating, defensive rating, both of those advantage to the Wolves. Obviously, that pace is up on the Grizzlies side. I think that if you look at the Wolves all season long, I think we talked about this before, but they've been a strong team as far as opponent team total overs. And I think if you go to the full season, the first leg of back-to-back games, I think they're both profitable to the over as well. This line aligns with right here, profitable to the over on the first leg of back-to-back games. It aligns with the league-wide trend that we talked about, that I talked about earlier. That aligns right there with them giving up a whole bunch of points on both sides here on the first leg of back-to-back games. It seems like to me it would be an over type game. If the Grizzlies are going to cover, I definitely think it's going to be an over type game here. And you mentioned here at home they're really strong, especially as favorites, 23-9 straight up in that situation. And this is a line where obviously there's some at pick'em. You kind of just looking to see who's going to win this game. So I would think that the over in this one would be a good way to go. Um, Not sure from a side perspective, but I would lean towards the Wolves side. Any last one comments on this game?
Nah, it'd just be a good game to watch. I tell you,
For
I'll be rooting for Memphis. If I don't bet it, I'm rooting for Memphis.
sure. All right, let's
I want to see
go.
all the grenades in the crowd, all that.
All the grenades.
Yeah,
They're gonna
Ja,
flip
my
it.
boy
They're gonna
Ja.
flip it. All
Yep.
right, so all right, so that 1 second. So pulling off the screen here. All right. So with that said, that's the three games that we're going to talk about. Uh, we'll see if we have a show tomorrow. Because there's not a lot to talk about for the rest of the games. Hopefully, we'll get more important games in during the playoffs. So Skee, any last comments, and then go into your top licks.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody in the chat tuning in, trying to either come help cap the game, support the show. We appreciate it all. Yeah, Luca was definitely going crazy. Casey reminding everybody to hit the like button. Anthony says he's ready for the playoffs. I can't
Yeah.
blame you on that. There was one more that I want to get to here just before we stop. It's my guy Bitsy. There we go. RC, I don't know if you've been betting the men's. I haven't been betting the men's tennis just because I'm trying to learn the players a little bit more. WTA gets a week break with that was it Billie Jean thing that they do? So
Yeah.
he's dropping some men's tennis for Monte Carlo. Like what is that? 1, 2, 3 plays there from Bitsy. Appreciate you sharing. All right. Top looks at what we talked about over in the Cavs Pacers game. And I mean, I guess that would be the top look. Other than that, I'm just kind of rooting for Memphis.
All right, for me it would be the over in that first game, the Cavs and Pacers. Then it would be the Pistons on that side, and then the last game would be the over. So those are the top looks. Obviously, you can see that banner scrolling right there. To go straight to Skee's page, wt.buzz backslash HP. For me, wt.buzz backslash RC. If you want to rock with us for I think, do they still have that playoff package, Skee? Like if you buy the
I
playoffs,
think
you
it
get the
might have
rest.
ended, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to rock with us for 7 days, you could do the NBA 33% off that deal right there. But obviously, we're touching other sports going on right now, and then also WNBA season's coming up as well. If you're interested in the Oz Logic screen that we had, there's a link in the description. You could do a 7 day trial, a free trial there. You could customize your books, customize how you see the sports and alerts and scores and all that stuff and injuries. And then themoneyballer.com is the site that we use for stats, trends, and insights. There's the NBA, but also the MLB. Skee, when you weren't here the other day, I kind of went through the MLB um, matchup page, which was pretty dope. So having a profitable season in the MLB so far because of it. If you guys want to try that out, that's in the link in the description as well. Themoneyballer.com. All right, with that said, that is the end of the show. Whether you fade or follow, it is on you to make that call. Good luck with all your action. KC just be messing around sometimes. Good luck with all your action. Till next time. Peace.